What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Let's talk about Bed Bath & Beyond. Let's talk about the charts. Let's talk about the overall market. Let's talk about the Ortex. I went in for a haircut. The markets were ripping. The party was on. And then I came out and I looked at my phone and I couldn't find the other half of the red candle. I'm like, what in the world happened? Not quite what I was expecting. I apologize. I really thought that I had this one locked down just by going back and seeing what happened through all the other FOMC meetings and how things played out. But I think there might have been something just a little bit deeper that was involved in that. So we'll talk about that as well. If you don't mind, you can hit the like button. I will get right into the information. As always, this is not financial advice. I'm not a financial advisor. It's just for entertainment purposes only, so let's be entertained. All right, so it was ripping there, and up and down around FOMC like we usually see, but that just pullback, that insane pullback at the end of the day, I think that was more. I'll tell you why I think it was more is because 75 basis point hike right came in perfect. The Fed was a little bit more hawkish than probably they needed to let on to. If I was to ask you right now, did you think that they were done raising rates for the rest of the year? What would your answer be? Obviously, no. I would think, the vast majority of people would say, no, we're not done raising rates. So by them saying that there's another 100 to 125 coming, throughout the months until the end of the year, a little bit more hawkish, but overall, I think it should have been expected. So I don't think that that was really what was the true, honest pullback. I think that's coming more with the Russian news, crazy talk about nuclear stuff, and it's just insane. So we got to see how the overall markets are going to adapt and adjust to that. And when it'll all cool down and settle off, and just how big of an impact it's going to have on us here. But we're going to look at a couple of things just as far as bounce points. You guys are welcome to leave in the comments. This is Webull. I've been using TradingView. I use TradingView for trading. I think it has a lot of great tools, but sometimes we just go back to the basics and use Webull. And I think it might be a platform that a lot of you are familiar with and you probably use often. So sometimes I feel like maybe it's just as easy to show you on the Webull charts how you can chart this out and how simple it can really be. And if you guys have a preference, drop it in the comments. I would be interested to hear. I don't know what you can see better, what works better, what gives you more information, but I will do either way. I have no preference as far as the videos go. So we're just going to, like I said, strip it back to the basics. I think 717 should be a bounce point. We're looking at the fib right here. Could be a very strong bounce point. I'm looking over here at the SPY in general just to kind of get an idea, for the overall markets. 375.15 roughly. I think there could be a bounce there. It would be a decent point for it to want to turn around and do a little bounce. I'm not saying it's going to get bullish. I would like to see it get bullish and make a run, and we're just going to have to see what the overall trend is going to be with the SPY after all of this went down. Is it going to go lower or is it going to go higher? But if this holds up in the overall markets, I think we're going to hold up pretty close around that 717 level here in Bed Bath & Beyond. But the other good news is basically a falling wedge, so we got it drawn up. It can bounce around in here for till the end of the week if it wants to. But good news is it should break up, right? Statistically, it should. It doesn't have to. Now, the other thing is I don't want to be down here at these levels whenever we go into earnings. Some of you may have some lofty goals for earnings, or you might be anticipating something might be announced, and we don't know if it is going to be announced or how earnings are going to go. But I think if we logically looked at it, we can see the state that Bed Bath & Beyond is in. What they are doing, they're trying to correct their books, their problems at this point. So they're trying to become a profitable company and get things going in the right direction. I don't think this earnings call is going to be that great unless we have some sort of beautiful news that would come out, but that's going to be about a week away. So I want to see us really get a bounce and turn things around before the earnings come out so that we can be considerably higher, because I do think that there could be a little bit of some aftermath that comes along with earnings as well. So we definitely don't want to be playing around down here, in these low levels. So let's see Thursday, Friday, Monday. I think the markets just need a little bit of time to breathe. They're gonna adjust to whatever's going on overseas and all of that political and fun stuff that they got to deal with there. And at some point, I think we're gonna be okay, and the markets are gonna realize that it's not probably going to affect us. Hopefully, and things will turn around. So let's just give it a little bit of time. Let's see if this is where it wants to bounce and turn things around or not. Looking at the Ortex, looks like just a small portion of the shorts are estimated to be returned, and that could make sense. I mean, if it gets down to these levels and somebody's conviction and the short side wasn't that high and they were like, hey, I made some money, well, this would be a perfect opportunity for them to return some of those. So live short interest percent of the free float, 35.34%. 27.33 million live short interest. The reported has not changed as far as I can tell up till now, and they who knows how many of 100% utilization. Cost to borrow average still sitting close to what it was yesterday, 14.98%. So I apologize for being so wrong with my thinking and what was going to go on. Like I said, I think it's something deeper. I think it's more with the Russia news than the overall FOMC. Yeah, it could have been a little bit less hawkish, but overall the numbers probably came in what we wanted and what was really expected for the remaining of the year. So I don't see that being the case of this fallout. So give it just a moment to breathe. Let's look at the RSI. We haven't done that for a while. On the longer time frames, it's not doing a whole heck of a lot. It's pretty cold. So we want to see those turn around. How's it looking on the shorter time frames? Still setting slightly lower lows. 5 minute. Well, the 5 minute is trying ever so slowly, but we are in after hours, so I wouldn't expect that to get too crazy. We'd like to see that pump back above 50 at least. 50 at least people are making money to the upside. So let's see if that will turn things around. Just keep an eye on it on your shorter time frames for now. Whenever you want to see those, higher highs and higher lows start setting on the RSI, we'll be able to crank things back up and turn things around. But I mean, it's almost in the gutter as far as what's going on in the SPY too. I think a reversal is in store in the near future. Now, I don't know how bullish it's going to get. We're going to keep an eye on that so that we can keep an eye on what's going to go on here in Bed Bath & Beyond as well. Thanks, guys, for coming back and watching another one. I apologize for being wrong. You deserve better. I should have been better, but it's just one of those things. Sometimes we all get burned. I apologize. I'll try to be better in the next one. I will catch you in the next video. As always, stay golden, people, and may your accounts stay green.